What's up, YouTube? Welcome to my Harbor Freight video for March. I really look forward to bringing these to you guys each and every month and making sure that you're just updated on whatever is in store from whatever big box store I can find. On your screen, you'll see a couple of items that are between $1 and $3. Usually they give these out on giveaways often, and many times you can purchase them uh, just between $1 and $3. But they did recently give out the microfiber cloths free just for coming to the store, no purchase necessary. This particular store, when you look at it, when you come into the store, if you look directly to the right and even right by the door, they have items that are either been returned or that maybe there was something wrong with the box that they couldn't sell or that they just wanted to put on discount. So they offer them at clearance prices, and you can see here some of the prices on these. They usually give you about 10 days, then you can return it if you need to or if you want to, but you know, you're getting the same tool at a discount that you would get on the shelf. I know there was a sander I was looking at. I think I've got video of that maybe I can show you here, but you can see some of their Hercules drills. Here's a jack, there's a chainsaw, lots of good tools that could be of value to you if you're looking in the store and you notice this over to the right. Got a shop stool here. So here's the sander, $91, and this is usually I missed the price, but I think it was $257. I had to look at it again, but 91 bucks. That's a pretty nice sander. We should see it on the shelf when I get around to that area. This is the air tool section, and you can see your nozzles and hoses here. But moving over to the paint section, you're going to see a lot of the HVLP sprayers. Again, different nozzles, connectors, hoses, and these are generally the cheaper options. And then they do have some more expensive options from brands like Avanti. So I won't narrate every single thing in the video, but I just want to point out some things as they come across the screen. This video is a little bit shorter than the last one that I did, so that should give you guys some time back in your day, but mostly just want to show all the different things that you can find at Harbor Freight that many people are not aware of. So we're in the buyer section right now, and I do really like their dust separator. It's about 39 bucks. Great reviews. I haven't seen the first complaint, and it's pretty slim. Not sure how the Avanti sprayers stack up to some of the other higher end sprayers, but if it's in Harbor Freight, I imagine it's a good price. Just a couple handheld vacuum options. The Hercules, you can have a battery option there. Something you can use at your workbench, take on a job site. A couple of fans. I personally have not purchased a tool that I wasn't happy with from Harbor Freight. Some hand tools, possibly. You have to look at your reviews, but in general, you're getting quality stuff, and they have a lifetime warranty on most of it. So, looking at wheels, I purchased some of these recently for a cart that I built. I was really happy with it. They were 8-inch swivels. That cart was meant to hold over 2,000 pounds, so 4 of those did the trick. Thinking about getting some of these 3-inch swivel casters here for a workbench that I'm building, and looks and feels solid. And the brake is plastic, but it seems to be heavy duty. These are some of the wheels that I purchased for that cart that I just mentioned. I wouldn't take them outside in a parking lot, but on a smooth surface, you're good to go. Looking at the Icon tool chests, I've been really impressed by these, to the point where I decided to do a series on storage systems, and Harbor Freight is the first place that's on my list to stop. So I'm going to go ahead and get some video here, show you some of the options on this Icon. Storage systems aren't cheap, not even at Harbor Freight, but I believe you get more value for what you can find at Harbor Freight than you can find at a lot of other places. Looking at this unit, you're going to see in one of the drawers just a welcome surprise. So when you open it up, this is a pretty large unit, lifetime warranty. I made sure to cover these because I did skip storage once and was called out for that. So for those that like storage, I want to make sure that it's covered. This is a surprise. Just look at the holsters that come inside this storage cabinet. Very nice. Put your drills in there and charging. So once I saw that, I thought I'd look into some other drawers to see if I could find something else, but wasn't able to. But that still is a great feature, and probably unique to Icon. I haven't seen it on anything else set up in that way. Alright, moving on to a couple of other smaller versions here. Still Icon. I just wanted to show you this what's all on display. Here's some US General. You got a top and bottom. More US General. Lots of colors to choose from. It's worth looking at Inside Track Club on something that's expensive like a storage cabinet from Harbor Freight, or even Apply, because of the discounts that you'll get. It'll pay for itself. I have this little magnetic tool holder that goes on the side of the US General. It's made for it. For all the woodworking junkies, we will get to woodworking tools, but I just wanted to stop by storage real quick because everybody needs it. And looking on the screen, you look at all the options that they have for. Most of this is for the US General, if not all of it, but paper towel holders, glove dispensers. You will be really surprised at all the things that they have in a Harbor Freight. And if you don't see it, it's probably online, and it's probably half the cost of what you would pay at a Home Depot or Lowe's. Yeah, I'm a big person for quality myself, but I can tell you that the gloves that I get from Harbor Freight, particularly the gloves I use for paint or stains, then the rubber gloves, and they are just as good as the $30 box that I used to get from Granger. Got some Yukon options. So they really do have you covered. This has a butcher block top. All right, moving on to a couple of woodworking tools. We got clamps, chisels. I generally check for clamps, chisels, and any new offerings every time I come into the store. If you're looking for wood clamps, then they have them here. They can be hard to find, and you can make some adjustments to them if you want to, but they do work just fine. Some very large C clamps, but this Bremen clamp, and I believe that's the wrong price for this particular one, but these Bremen clamps are very nice. There are some woodworkers, if you look it up on YouTube, that did some reviews. They are excellent compared to the Jorgensen or even the Bessie in the Jet. They were right there. The plastic and rubber is probably not on the same tier, but just touching it, I can't really tell much of a difference. I use Bessie, I use Rockler, so I don't notice much of a difference handling them. I just know that those have been out longer and these are new, and that's about it. And the Bremen is about half the price. So looking on the screen now, you got some Hercules bits. I'm really looking forward to getting some of these and trying them out. They seem really well made. I can tell you that they're packaged better than the Freud and the Diablo bits that I usually buy. They look just as good. So it's something that I'm probably going to try out, do some reviews on. I looked, didn't see any reviews on these. The carbide looks excellent. I don't see any. When you have a bad bit or a bit that's cheap, you can see that the paint job isn't done well. There's a rough finish. These look very well polished, so I'll be giving those a try. If you need a router for your router table, then got some options for you here. You're basically just looking for a basic motor in a lot of router tables, and so that will get you by. Lots of PPE. You've got your cheap to your expensive safety glasses. You will see here in just a second. They have some good options for hearing protection. Some of them with pretty decent noise reduction ratings. So I think I was looking at about a 26. So you can get that same rating on some 3M and some other brands that are pretty high dollar. So I thought these were worth looking at. So, but they have you covered here when it comes to personal protective equipment. So here's some hearing protection. These are some of the cheaper versions that you see on screen. Earplugs. But these earmuffs, you can see here 26 decibel noise reduction rating. If that's true, that's a good buy, and that's $6.99 if you're on Inside Track. $8 if you're not. You're gonna pay over $30 for that anywhere else you go. A couple more items here. This ultrafine woodworking saw blade that's down in the bottom right. I'm gonna do another video on saw blades, something to take a look at. It'll be coming at the end of this week, so please be on the lookout for that. There will be actually some benefit to you for looking at that. And if you're not subscribed, then go ahead and subscribe so you can get the notification, because I am going to be working with a company to help you guys with that. I'm just waiting on the information. Belt sander, slot cutter set. This is Warrior. I'm not sold on the Warrior brand. If that said Hercules, I would feel a lot better about it. Lots of bolts and screw options. I keep a couple of these packs, and they come in handy for just miscellaneous. So on to what you guys are probably here for: woodworking equipment. Looking at this lathe for $329, and most of these prices go a little cheaper if you're in the inside track. Here's I believe that's a 14-inch bandsaw. Yep, Central Machinery, $4.99, and they probably do 6 or 12 months, same as cash, so 0 interest. You got a $6.99 drill press that is pretty stout. I've seen reviews on this Bauer planer. You're looking at a 2-bar system. I believe it's a 2-blade cutter head, but it is better than a lot of the 1-bar systems. Like the Porter Cable is a 1-bar system that is not nearly as stable as this Bauer. As far as the planer blades, I can't speak to those, but for those initial cuts that I've seen on reviews, they look great. You know, a lot of times people are looking at this jig for dovetails. It was up top. It's about 30 bucks. So here's this sander that we were just looking at when we walked into the store, and so just wanted to show you guys that. Here it is on display here. And so it was $91, and you're looking at 200. And looks like it was just out of the box. If you're inside track, or as you can see right now, you could get that for $169. Looks like somebody's been messing with this lathe floor model version, turning the heads on it, probably trying to see something. One thing about Harbor Freight, they do tend to lock things down to where you can't play with them too much, but it's there for you to make adjustments and make sure something you want. Pretty cheap stands if you're looking for something to sit a bandsaw on, or something like a scroll saw. 30 bucks. There's a mobile base if you wanted to wheel it around. So almost every time I come into the store, it's once a month at least, besides when I'm buying, I see something new. Got all your sandpaper for your belt sanders. Pretty cheap, about a third of the cost is what I see in Home Depot. Got your dust collection, $239, and then you have some smaller options as well, just over 100 bucks. I believe these are all 4-inch systems. And it's a dust collection accessory kit, $74. This is something I've been looking at. I think I'm gonna go ahead and get it. This is a new bench vise, I think it's the best bench vise you can find in a big box store without having to go to Amazon or Lee Valley or somewhere to order it and have it shipped. This is only 69 bucks, and if you wait till they give a discount at Harbor Freight or go on sale, you can get it for cheap. It's got all of the features that you can find on a record vise, Yoast, or some of the other premium line. I've tested it out at a couple of locations, spoke to the manager about it, got the details. It feels like a great vise. I think I'm going to put it on my workbench. A comparable vise would cost me about 200 bucks. Here's a cheaper dust collection option for $179. Couple drill presses, $149. Says clearance, and you got one for $79. Got your larger drill presses. Benchtop bandsaw, $169. $3.99 for this Hercules slider. Feels great. Lots of good reviews. Hadn't seen a review where someone was complaining about it. You might have something that feels a little better to you, but and it's mostly in the ergonomics or the plastics that are used. But that saw feels great. And if you have a Harbor Freight nearby, I mean, it's easy to just go to the store and get help, and they usually have a lifetime warranty. Just looking at some belt sanders. Someone pointed out that they do have new Hercules battery powered sander options that are in store right now. They're online if you don't see it in your store because they're brand new. At least I'm referring to the 5-inch orbital, not the sheet. So these are the gloves that I buy from now on. I usually catch them on sale for $4.99, $5.99, and that's generally the price for all of them, almost regardless of meal. I can get the 6 meal. I think 7 is almost overkill. For $4.99, a pack of 150 pair. Can't beat it. Every good bit as good as those that I get from Granger. Looking at consumables, glue. They do have Gorilla Glue here. They have a Harbor Freight version of glue. So they have all that. Looking at some of your levels, you've got your anything you desire for measuring, they have it. Thank you for coming along with me on this video walkthrough at Harbor Freight. If you're not subscribed, please go ahead and do that now so you're notified about this weekend's video. I have a very nice surprise, and it's going to be a really good video in this series.